There are 5 unusual cars that I'd like to see in the Gran Turismo series, and they're probably not at the top of anybody's list, and today I want to run you through them. Hello, I'm Drooper Designs, a visually impaired gamer, streamer and livery designer. And over the last few years, we've seen an increase in what people call unusual cars in GT7. Actually, some people call them pointless cars. To me, the road cars, and specifically the more wacky cars, are exactly what Gran Turismo is about. Stuff like the commercial vehicles, like post vans or delivery trucks, or whether it be a car that you'll see parked outside of Sainsbury's. Other supermarkets are available. Or whether it's a supercar that you see ripping down a country road. It's those cars that are what GT7 is all about, or the GT franchise in general. Yes, the race cars are nice, but I love the wacky cars because they float around a little more, they're a little more unpredictable, and they're so much fun to drive, in my own opinion, of course. And that's what this whole video is. It's my opinion. And so, the 5 cars that I want to see in Gran Turismo. We're starting off with one of the best-selling vans of all time, and I think it's quite bad that we don't already have it in Gran Turismo, especially when we've got the likes of the Hi-Ace and the Alphard, both of which I do think are brilliant. More so the Alphard, with the V10 swap, that is just immense. But my first one on the list is going to be the Ford Transit, having sold over 8.4 million vehicles since 1965. I think it's an iconic van. Every white van man in the UK has had one at some point in their life, and I think it would be a brilliant addition to that kind of category of cars that we've got. And even the late great Sabine Schmidt took a transit van around the Nürburgring, and so if we had that in the game, I think so many people would be doing that challenge of getting a van around the ring in under 10 minutes. The second one on the list is one that was actually speculated quite a lot a couple of updates back. When the Unimog came in, a lot of people thought that silhouette was going to be my second pick, the Daihatsu Midget. Now I think that this would be a brilliant addition to the game. It's lightweight, with some tuning in, it could be rather fast. Obviously all these cars, put them in stock, they're going to be pretty boring. Get a little bit of tuning on the go with a little bit extra power, and they are going to be fantastic to drive. But the lightweight not MG, that's a very different car. The little lightweight Daihatsu Midget would be fantastic. I think it would kind of fit into the group with the Jimny, which is one of my favourite cars in the entire game, especially when it's tuned up. It just drifts and it's brilliant and fantastic, and you can just send it. And I think it would be very similar with the Daihatsu Midget as well. Very light, get a load of power in there, skinny little wheels, and just send it round some corners and just have all of the fun. Now, talking about having all the fun, my third pick is inspired a little bit by Wreckfest, which, don't be alarmed, still talking about Gran Turismo. Which actually Wreckfest, Gran Turismo dailies. But my third pick is going to be the Reliant Robin. Brilliant by itself. 3 wheels, always up for causing a little bit of carnage if you go around a corner more than 3 miles an hour. And I think that's what would be so brilliant about it, is the instability of it. You get a lobby full of those trying to go around the Nürburgring or go around Laguna Seca down the corkscrew on 3 wheels, more than likely going down it on 2. I think it'd be fantastic and hilarious. Is there going to be a load of races for it? Probably not, but I think the banter between friends and the single player races you could have with it and the fun you could have with it would be absolutely immense. And you know for a fact that the Trotters van will be done on that immediately, probably by myself. Now for number 4, we're going with something. It's more a category of car, but I'm going to put one car in as the entry, but as I say, it is more of a category that I'm going to be going for. And that, the car I'm going to pick is the Subaru Levorg, which I think is actually quite a nice estate, but that's what I mean. It's an estate, and I want to see more estates in Gran Turismo. We've got the Volvo, and we've seen some in the past as well, but I think they can make some fantastic cars, albeit a little bit heavy. Again, with the weight reduction and some power, you can have a lot of fun with them. But if we could see something like maybe a Mondeo estate, we've seen before in, I think it was GT6, the Audi A6 Avant. So I think it's not out of the possibility that we can have a few more. The reason I've picked the Subaru Levorg, for example, is because it made one of the most beautiful British touring cars ever. It's one of my favourites. It's stunning. Now the last one on the list is probably the one that literally no one is asking for. It's one that will kind of be in its own little category. There are cars similar to this, and we've got the Charger safety car, and we have the High Medic. So you can probably tell where I'm going with those two, and that's going to be a fire truck. I genuinely think having a fire truck in there would be brilliant. Now whether that is like the British one, so it's obviously still quite a large truck, but they can still pick up some pretty decent speed. And can you imagine a lobby full of those going around Tokyo Expressway, all racing around trying to get round that hairpin? I think that would be absolutely hilarious. It'll be another one that is rather tricky to drive, but that's the joy of them, is they're not glued to the surface, they're not glued to the track, and you can have a little bit of fun with them, get a little bit of a drift on, and more often than not probably roll half of these into a corner, which again adds its own element of hilarity. I'm going to do a follow-up video to this in a few weeks with 5 more track-focused cars, so do come back for that. This is a new channel, so please do drop a like and a follow if you've enjoyed the video, and put what 5 unusual cars you'd like to see down in the comments. Have a wonderful day, thank you for watching, and do remember, all is all.